So you think I should just type it in? Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is a theory that goes around that says that the Clintons and Bill Gates created the COVID to destroy Donald Trump. Do you think that
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. That couldn't be a bit more bullshit. It really couldn't. Bill Gates doesn't have time for that.
I'm sick and tired of the left and the right.
Where are the places where we can all meet? Where are the places that we can all see each other?
My name is Kent Pillsbury, just like on TV.
I'm Rebecca, and I live in Rancho Cucamonga, California. I 100% believe in abortion. Absolutely. I 100% believe that felons should be able to vote.
If you still support Pumpkinhead and his sick regime, well, that's a comment on your character. That's really what it is.
There is no such thing as a blue open-minded person. Probably not even a red open-minded person. Maybe we should just be in the middle, right?
Hold on a sec. I gotta plug in my computer. Hola!
Feliz Navidad!
Why do corporations own everything? Because the government lets them?
Yeah.
Okay, is that why?
The government makes a lot of money off that stuff, but they're trying to. I think I heard that Joe Biden wants to break up Amazon. How do you feel about that? Do you think Amazon should be broken up into different entities?
Well, it's the same thing as the robber barons back in the turn of the 20th century. Let me put it this way. William Randolph Hearst, Salmon P. Chase, David Rockefeller, some of the richest people that ever lived in the United States were taxed. Their income was taxed at 98%, and those guys didn't have any problems piling up money. You know what the income tax rate is for people like that today? It's under 20%. And they're crying poverty all the way to the bank. That's the basis of inequality in the whole world. A tiny, 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 tiny fraction of people that own everything. You know, and that's not a natural thing, and it's not a sustainable thing. Ever heard of the French Revolution? Yeah, that's not sustainable. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I really think that, I don't know, I really think the right wing in this country has really caused an awful lot of damage by giving corporations so much power and by taking so much power away from the people.
They're trying to say things and do things, and everyone's trying to kind of give them their place right now, but they're really just trying to like shut them up, you know. And I feel like that's kind of crazy to me, because I feel like history is repeating itself, but this time it's we're looking at the African Americans in this country, where I feel like the politics are trying to give them a platform, but to shut them the up, period. And I kind of feel like that's kind of crazy, right?
The history of America is the history of racism and genocide. That is the history of America. And I know because, like I said, my family came here on the Mayflower, the original illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they were. America has got to deal with racism.
So my dad is Blackfoot. He's like 25%. And so I kind of feel like there's been a conversation in America for a little bit about getting rid of the Indian land and taking it back.
One of the things that Trump has done within the last week is he opened up the Tongass National Forest to logging and drilling. And the Tongass National Forest is right where I lived. Juneau is in the Tongass National Forest, and it's the largest rainforest in North America. And to open it up to logging and drilling is it's despicable. It's an abomination. It's an assault on the native population is what it is.
Isn't he doing stuff like that because he's trying to sort of sustain our energy resources? Or is that just
No,
bullshit?
that is the bullshit they tell you about why he's trying to open up Anwar, the Alaska National Wildlife Refuge. Natives who own large swaths of that don't want it opened up to logging and drilling. He's doing it to be a dick. Actually, that's why he's doing it, is just to be a dick.
That's all he's doing. He's being an asshole. Really.
Some of the things that he's done, that's really why he's doing it. He's just trying to cause problems for Biden on the way out. And that, that's a common thing when administrations switch, parties, is one party will, he's going scorched earth on it. That's something new. That's something not normal. He's really doing scorched earth on it. But in the past, lame duck presidents, they don't do anything to help the guy coming in. They really don't. They're hoping to switch that around in another 4 years. So, no, they really don't help the guy coming in. That's politics. That's understood. What Trump is doing is something very, very different.
Well,
yes, I know. I was told not to use that word.
I pumpkinhead. I'm a Trump fan, by the way. But I will say,
I know that.
You know who I was really proud of when they left office was Obama. He was very kind to Donald Trump, and I think that Obama was actually one of the more dignified. And I'm not even really like a big Obama fan, but I thought he did a great job handing things over in a very kind, way. Really, I don't know how else to explain it except for I'm proud of Obama. Man, that guy he did start, in my opinion, a little bit of a race war. I will say that Obama started the sort of divide, but I think what his plan is that he wanted Black people to have a voice, and it kind of turned into this crazy race war.
The framers of the Constitution are the people to blame for the divide. The framers of the Constitution. They were all slave owners. Start there. They were all slave owners. They all owned other human beings. They owned human beings.
Yeah.
And treated them any way they felt like it. And that only went on for 400 years. And now those people want a voice. I say they should have the only voice. Really?
Yeah.
They're the ones who built this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're the ones who built this country, and the Indians are the ones the white people stole it from. So I think those are the people who get the voice. And that's the problem. Yeah. White people have enjoyed their privilege for so long, they don't want to give that up. People with power don't give anything up willingly. That's the way it's worked all through history.
They're starting to take the power back, and I'm a really big advocate, and everybody has value. And so I'm really kind of happy with this. I don't necessarily want this racism, this divide of I don't want people to assume that just because I'm white, I'm a racist.
Humans seem hell-bent on destroying themselves. They really do. And when you think about it, they aren't going to destroy the planet. The planet will survive just fine.
Yeah,
the planet, without humans, the planet will be even better off, as a matter of fact.
That's why I don't believe in climate change, because the planet is so smart. It doesn't matter. That's why I have a hard time with climate change.
I believe the planet is a living being, first of all.
Yeah.
I believe the planet is a living being, and it's just not going to allow humans to fuck it up beyond a certain point, because the planet can eliminate every single thing on it anytime it wants to.
I don't believe in climate change as a human that is making it worse.
The warmest years on record, since they've kept records, since the middle of the 1800s, of the last 20 years. Every single year since the turn of the century has been hotter than the one before it. I don't give a rat's ass what Pumpkinhead says about COVID. I will listen to Anthony Fauci, okay?
Oh, God.
He knows what he's talking about.
I hate that guy.
How come?
Because as someone who has been in public health for 12 years,
when I hear him,
He's been in public health for 40.
yeah, but it's
He's been doing it for 40 years.
propaganda. I feel like he's trying to like. I think it's intentional what he's doing. I think he doesn't like Donald Trump. I think it's personal, and so that's kind of getting in the way of his recommendations. I mean, and that's already been all over the news.
The one who's being petty and making it political is Trump, and he has from the very beginning. You know, because he just wants to make himself look good, and anybody who doesn't make him look good is the enemy.
Do you think that COVID was a conspiracy that is fake, that is not real, or do you think it was manufactured on purpose to make Donald Trump look bad? It sort of seems kind of convenient that all this happened, and then everyone's like mad at him. Everyone, you know, they blame Donald Trump for people dying from COVID. I don't know how it's his fault. So when they say stuff like Donald Trump is killing all these people because of COVID, I get confused, and I'm just like, this seems very convenient that this happened. And
No, not that he personally has killed people. Not that he personally has walked up to people and shot them like he's threatened to do in the past. It's that his inaction and the actions he has taken have caused the pandemic to explode in America.
The economy,
and it has caused many, and because of that explosion, there have been about 15 times as many deaths as there should have been. And that's on him. Because he could have done lots of things to keep that from happening. And he knew about it. He knew about it.
He shut the borders, which is good. But then people were mad at him for shutting the borders.
No, he didn't shut any borders. That's a misconception. He didn't shut any borders. What he did is after 30 different airlines had suspended flights from China, he said, I'm going to close down airline flights from China for some people. There were over 40,000 people that came in from China after his so-called ban. Over 40,000 people. He knew. He told Bob Woodward in the first week of January that he knew how deadly this virus was. And he said, I just want to play it down.
He said,
I don't want anyone to know about it, you know? And you're worried about the Clintons? You're worried about the Clintons hiding information? How many people did their hiding information kill?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot. Well, okay, so there is a theory that goes around that says that the Clintons and Bill Gates created the COVID to destroy Donald Trump. Do you think that
that couldn't be a bit more bullshit. It really couldn't. Bill Gates doesn't have time for that.
Do you think that Russia really got Donald Trump to win? Do you really think that happened? That Russia had something to do with Donald Trump winning?
How do I put this? I don't think Russia elected him, but I think their campaign of disinformation and deliberate voter suppression worked really well. And worked entirely in Trump's favor, and that is what the investigation was all about. And it, I mean, Mueller indicted 36 people. Most of them are in Russia now, and proved that Trump probably obstructed justice in 10 different instances, including the one where he asked Mike McGahn to lie about it. I mean, if you've read the Mueller report, which I have, it's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty cut and dry. Yeah, the Trump campaign did everything they could to get as much help from Russia as they could, and Russia definitely did everything they could to help him. Nobody was trying to help Hillary. Okay, it wasn't like that. All right, it was about helping one person and one person only because Putin was terrified of Hillary. He was scared of Hillary. He was afraid she was going to mess with him. You know, I mean, Trump made it very clear. Russia, if you're listening, the problem for me is how similar life is today to what it was in 1930s Germany, especially in the US. The politics are almost identical, and it scares the shit out of me.
I mean, do you think he's a dictator and that's scary?
If the outcome of the election hadn't been clear enough, there'd be real problems right now. And I think after the inauguration, I'm concerned about that period after the inauguration, because there's a lot of people that think that he won, which he didn't. And he's gonna stoke that fire just as much as he can. I mean, it's a free country. You can say what you like. That doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
And so far, they haven't provided a single page of evidence to anybody. And you know, you can say this shit on TV, but you can't say it in front of a judge unless you can prove it. And they can't prove it in front of a judge because it isn't true.
But that's what I think is so bizarre about this whole Donald Trump, like really winning but not winning. How come he's not saying that what he knows? How come Donald Trump isn't saying, I know for sure there's been cheating here and there? Why isn't Donald Trump actually saying anything? He's literally taking it in the shorts and then suing everybody. That's confusing to me. I lost respect for him on that. Because if you know something, Donald Trump, if you know something that we as the people in this country need to know, you need to tell us. And it's almost like either he doesn't know shit or he's not telling us anything. And I think that's weird. It's confusing.
I just believe he's a pathological liar.
No.
He's a pathological liar. He lies about things that can be proven all the time. You know, it's a trait of a malignant narcissist. He's a pathological liar. When he got elected, that's when I made plans to leave the country, because I don't want to be a part of it. I really don't. I'm sitting here in the dark. Half of this video is me in the dark. What an idiot.
No, I thought it was kind of nice actually, because it's like natural lighting. I think.
Huh?
Can I text you? Do you have a phone that I can text?
I'm losing my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is in the bed. My Wi-Fi does this. Yeah. Can you friend me on Facebook?
Can I come visit you in Mexico?
Oh, I wish you would. I can't get anybody to come here.
Is it cool if I send all this in to Sarah? It's up to you.
Please do. Please do. Send it all to her. It's her problem now. Right?
She thought we were going to talk for like 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, and okay.
I'm really glad we did this, and I knew I was gonna be.
Yeah.